If you had to replace all of your makeup tomorrow, it would probably cost you $750. Am I about right? Add it all up and then go take a look at the ingredients on the makeup that you would be replacing and know that you would be paying $750 to buy petroleum, silicone, PEGs, formaldehyde, oxybenzone or octinoxate or methoxycinnamate, parabens, phthalate, phenoxyethanol, basically a bunch of crap that is really cheap for cosmetics companies to use. That's why they can sell you such a fancy package, because they are focused on the marketing, not on the ingredients. So Science of Pretty is doing a better job. We are saying screw it to the packaging, and our packaging is very lackluster, but our ingredients are stellar. The foundation has jojoba oil, candelilla wax, argan oil, vitamins K and E. It is packed with things that your skin absolutely desires and needs. That wax element allows you to buff it to a shine and gives you an absolutely rock solid product afterwards that lasts all day to the next day. You could probably wear it for 48 hours before you noticed it starting to come off of your skin. This is the formulation that professional makeup artists have relied on forever. It does take a little bit of practice, and making these little circles is not easy for everyone, but it is totally worth it. You can actually apply this with a sponge or with your fingers or with any kind of tool that you want, but I really like a flat topped brush, and I like to do these little circles and buff it. It's sort of like furniture wax, if you've ever used that, and like you do the buffing and then the wax kind of gets the sheen to it. You're doing the same thing to your face, except it doesn't feel like furniture wax. It's actually very breathable. There's also beeswax in here that's going to protect your skin and keep it hydrated. It can be layered on over and over and over again for a full coverage look, but I think this is perfectly fine. I'm gonna go in and adjust it with the brightener and the darkener. These concealers are sold with the foundation so that it is universal. It's a really good medium color that covers, you'd be surprised. I mean, about 70% of you are gonna find that this is a perfectly fine color, that it matches your face to your arms, your chest, the rest of your body. But some of you will need to brighten it and some of you will need to darken it. I'm going to go in and just highlight in my regular highlighting pattern. At Science of Pretty, we like to educate you not to highlight like this in your raccoon circles, but to highlight like this instead. That's going to draw attention away from any under eye issues that you might be having, as well as give you the focus on what we call the golden triangle, which is your brows to your mouth. So we want that area pulled forward, and we want to push everything else back. So we're going to go in and highlight here. This is super bright. We may need to tamp that down a little bit. It's a little intense right here. I can probably just use my finger to adjust that a little bit. There you go. It's very mobile and stays flexible and able to be manipulated because there is no alcohol in this product. So it's not drying up your skin, it's not drying up itself, and there's no silicone, so you're not getting that crinkling and wrinkling effect throughout the day. We'll take the darkener now and just go in with a few dots in the areas where we want to contour, which is around the hairline, down the top of the nose with just a little bit. I like to put a few little dots up here so I can push back the hooded eye appearance. And then we're gonna blend that out with this brush that is one of many that could be used to do this job. So you can use a sponge here, you can use the flat topped brush, you can use our Siren brush, you can use any brush you want, but this one is kind of shaped in the same shape as the shape that I made on my face with the product. So it kind of just supports that look. It makes it a little bit easier. Anytime you can make your makeup easier, you'll enjoy the process a lot more, and it'll leave you a little bit more room for creativity and to try new things. If it feels like a chore every time, your brain's going to try to talk you out of it. So blending this in circles, moving it into that foundation so that it all kind of becomes one. And then I like to take my Siren brush, but you could do this with any large brush, and just kind of go over everything, melding it all together so that it doesn't look like it's all separated. There we go. And now we're going to set with our setting powder. The setting powder is a 3-gram little jar, and I put a little bit on one of these finger puffs, and I go right into the corner. Make sure that the puff is lined up with the side wall of the nose, so you get a nice straight line at the bottom of your nose wall, and then pull it down into the areas where you added a little bit of highlight. Oh, I forgot to go in and blend out that contour on my eyelids. Let's go knock that out with a fluffy brush. Any kind of fluffy eye brush will get the job done, but we're just gonna go in and pull that down onto the eyelids and start working it back and forth and back and forth. If you feel like you have too much, you can just use your fingers and remove a little bit. Again, it's totally malleable until it's really set. So you've got lots of time to manipulate the product. There we go. That's the perfect amount. And this is really just gonna push back the hooded effect of the eyes without it looking like makeup. So instead of making, you know, pretty, shiny, glittery ombre designs on your eyelids, adult makeup is all about getting people to focus on your eyeballs and not your eyelids. There we go. You can see here that the effect is already the clean face putting attention on my eyeballs, because the strongest attention on my face, the greatest contrast on my face, is the whites of eyes to the iris. That's where other people's eyes are gonna go. So they're not gonna be distracted by anything else on my face. The skin it looks real. It's got that waxy finish. It looks bronzed, but it doesn't look overly tan. We've taken out the redness, which can be distracting. We've softened the brows. We actually have a blonde brow powder that's part of this. I did my brows before I came onto the video because it takes so long. But we're gonna add the lip gloss and the blush, which is pretty much your final touch, and you're getting really a full face of makeup in our all-in bundle. So everything that you need except for mascara is represented in this line of cosmetics that is actually so good for your skin that you don't even need to wash it off, okay? I'm gonna pop this onto my cheeks, blend that upward toward the eye. Don't be afraid to get really close to your eye. Just tap it out and you're gonna get that sheen and that glow that is so lifelike and real that other people just think that you're literally glowing. It does not have so much glitter or glitz to it that it looks like a disco ball on your face, okay? This is, again, makeup for grown women. I'm actually gonna go in and add just a little bit more of the dark concealer to the bottom of my eyes. I'm getting a little brave here. I'm gonna take just a teeny tiny touch and go for kind of a smokier eye and even line the top a little bit. Tiny touch. And put this right at my lash line. Just working it into the skin. The skin is gonna eat some of this makeup, and that's going to be the setting effect that you need so that it doesn't transfer, but that takes a lot more time than it takes for alcohol to dry up a makeup product. So you have a really long time to get this manipulated and into place. Add what you want to it so we can use all of this makeup in so many different ways that you're kind of becoming a professional makeup artist. That's where this came from. I was a pro artist for 25 years and I found myself using the exact same products on pretty much every single face that I did, and finding that there really was kind of a universal way to do makeup that seemed to be beneficial to every single face. So while there are other options that look fantastic too, if makeup is a struggle for you, if it's something that just has not been easy or nobody ever taught you, I'm here for you. I've got you, and these are the products that are going to get you improved skin, okay? And then also an improved reaction from other people, because they are going to be able to see your eyes, see you, know you, hear you, understand what you're advocating for instead of being distracted by other things going on in your face.